side, all the way up through your harder woods and everything in between. See consistent nail driving and a ton of adjustability to deal with those different materials and lengths of nails. Secondly, you'll see clean, consistent nail holes. That means nail holes are barely larger than the head of the brad. That means less time going back and filling that hole and ultimately a better finished product. Now you also notice once I fire this and you get hands-on that it operates with 0 ramp-up time. That's something that all of the cordless, you're getting the nail almost instantaneously. There's no ramp-up time, there's no delay between shots. Our goal is to provide you cordless tools that feel and operate like a pneumatic, and you'll see that with this tool. Last but not least, well, actually second, is a compact size. You'll see a huge reduction in size with this tool, especially if you're familiar with the Gen 1 18 gauge. You see a huge reduction in almost every critical dimension. That means it's going to be smaller, it's going to be easier to get into tight spaces, inside corners, you name it. And then one of the biggest things that will jump out at you when you get it in hand is the reduction in weight. We took out over a ½ pound in weight. It's more ergonomic, more comfortable in hand, less fatiguing over a day's worth of use. And then last, but certainly not least, it's going to be, we covered your 0 ramp-up time, so we're just going to get into the demo. A couple of specs before we fire the nail. You're going to fire 5/8 through 2 1/8 in length, so it's going to be your full range of common 18 gauge brads. You're going to fit 110 nails in this magazine. Something else you'll notice on here is one, we moved the depth adjustment to the back side of the tool. It was on the front side. Move it out of your line of sight to make it easier to accurately place your nails. So that's right here, very user-friendly. There's 3 tips shipping with this tool. Installed as your general purpose tip. On the magazine, stored right on the back side, you'll have a thinner tip for your precision point, more accuracy for smaller profiles, anything tongue and groove. And then you'll have a wing tip that will wrap around the receiver. I'm going to fire a couple of nails. I'm also going to ask somebody to come up who's got some experience with the last product to come fire some as well. What you'll notice is I'm going to fire to a consistent depth in a harder material. And then I'm going to back it down a little bit very quickly and fire to a nice consistent depth in a soft material. You can get closer if you're up front to see, but there's clean, consistent, small nail holes, just barely larger than the head of the brad. A little adjustment on the back side of the stool, I can move all the way down to our MDF here and get the same performance. Come on in.
Thank you.
Now, anybody want to fire a couple of nails? We got a couple of hands up, come on up.
A lot better than general.
Significantly improved from that perspective. Yeah, sure.
Trouble with I use it.
We do have a dry fire lockout on this tool as well, to make sure you're not dry in here.
How long will it run on one of those batteries right there that's on right now?
Question was, how long will it run on one battery charge? You're going to get 1,500 nails per charge. 1,500 nails per charge on a 2 amp hour battery, which is what it will be kitted with. It's actually an improvement from the first gen as well. All right. We're going to have a ton of time for hands-on here at the end. Feel free to use these boards as well as any of the built space here. Last thing on the 18 gauge, it's going to be shipping in August of this year. It's going to be shipping as a bare tool and a 1 battery kit with a CP20 battery. Any questions on the 18 gauge?
What would you do with somebody who bought the first gen and is having trouble with it still? Will Milwaukee replace that? What are your planning to do?
It's a good question. We're not going to just straight up replace it right now, but it's something that we're kind of talking through. If they're having issues with the Gen 1, there's also certainly throughout time. So depending on when they purchased it, there are going to be some improvement. Size and the weight?
It's amazing the change.
Yeah, it's a huge update. We're pretty excited about it for sure. All right, we're going to move over to the next tools here. I think a few of you have probably been waiting for them. How many people in this group have ever thought or asked or been asked, when is Milwaukee going to make a cordless framing nailer? Yes. Anybody in the group asked me before? I think so. Last year, right? Hey, we've been working on these tools for a long time, and one of our biggest focuses was to make sure that when we deliver cordless framers, we are giving the performance and the durability that end users expected. Our customers really need it. So the wait's finally over today. We're excited to announce the M18 Fuel framing nailers. Not 1, but 2. We're going to have a cordless 30 degree as well as a 21 degree framing nailer as well. So we'll talk through some of the differences there. First and foremost, first thing you'll notice with this tool is the performance. So we went out in the field, we started field testing these prototypes. One of the first things that continued to come up was the use of engineered lumber is becoming more and more commonplace. LVLs, LSLs, PSLs, you name it. And it's a big frustration, not just for cordless, but even some pneumatics. That was one of our primary focuses, was making sure we could deal with all of those dense engineered lumbers on site. So that's the first thing we'll demo for you today. In this tool, I've got full 3.5-inch nails by 131. You'll see we'll bury these into this double ply LVO. Pretty impressive, right?
Nice.
Pretty much.
Now, power is only one piece of the equation when you talk about framing nailers. You need to be productive. You need to move quickly, right? And that was another thing we continue to hear is that with cordless tools, I often have to change the way that I work. I have to slow down. I can't really move as quickly as I'd like to with these cordless framers. Well, both the Milwaukee cordless framing nailers will fire at over 3 nails per second. That's going to really act to bridge that gap between some of the more supplementary options on the cordless side today and your full production pneumatic framers. I'll show this off right now, but I think a lot of you will probably want to get hands-on in a little bit as well. What do you think?
Awesome.
Good. Pretty good. And the best part about this is all of this performance comes without the use of a gas cartridge. There's no consumable. That means no maintenance, no downtime with that tool, and no cold weather performance issues. All you need is an M18 battery and nails, and you're ready to go.
What's the max length?
What's that? No oil. You don't need to do any oil or maintenance.
What was the max length of
Max
nail?
length is 3.5 inches on both of the tools.
Okay.
Minimum is 2 inches. On the 30 degree, it'll take 113 up to 131 clipped head or full offset round. On the 21 degree, it'll take up to 148 in shank diameter, knowing in some regions that larger nails being spec'd in more and more commonly.
How long will it run on with a 3.5-inch nail coming out of it?
On a 5-amp-hour battery, it'll run at about 700 nails per charge. It actually won't change no matter what length nail you have in there. It fires with the same power every time. You've got an adjustment for depth in the front of the tool. But it'll give you 700 nails in a 5.0, which is what it'll ship with. Now, the other really unique thing, and you guys can see it over on this side installed on the tool that Milwaukee's launching, is 2 accessories for full capacity magazines. So that's one of the first questions I continued to get was, hey, the power's great, the rate of fire is great, but I'm reloading my magazines all the time. Can you guys give us a full-length magazine similar to my pneumatic? That's exactly what we've done. So alongside both the framing nailers, we'll be launching these accessory extended capacity magazines for both the 30 and the 21 degree. It'll allow that user to put 2 strips of nails into this tool and really span that gap again between some of the more supplementary cordless to your full production pneumatics.
What's the cost on one of those?
On the tool or the magazine?
On the tool.
Tool's gonna be $349 as a bare tool, $449 as a 1 battery kit with a 5.0 battery, and the extended capacity magazine will be $69.
How easy is it to change the magazines?
Really easy to change. So we've got a tool on board. Key on board here. Take 2 screws to the top of your frame and the magazine. Same way you'd clear a jam if you ever have a jam in the magazine. You throw in the longer mag and you're good to get access to everything in the head of the nailer.
Okay, thank you.
Did you say bare tool weight yet?
No, I didn't say bare tool weight. It's a good question. It's about 9.7 pounds, 9.6, 9.7. Bare tool, no battery, no nails in it. Now we'll have plenty of time to get back here. I'll hang out in the framing section, make sure we answer any other questions, get hands-on. There's no other questions right now. One thing I didn't cover is this will be shipping before the end of the year, so you see this in the fall.
What's the difference between the 21 and the 30 degrees? What's it for?
Good question. So the difference between the 21 and the 30 is there's a huge amount of regionality and geographic differences with the styles of nails. We wanted to make sure that we had a solution for wherever you were in the country or in the globe. So the 21 degree is popular in certain parts of the US, for example, and the 30 is more popular in others.
They both take
21 has a full round head on it.
The 21 will take the full round head. The 30 degree will take clipped head or full round offset.
Closer together. So it's a clip.
So yes.
So there's some areas in the country, California.
All right, we're gonna move over to the next one. The last tool I have to introduce to you today is the M18 Fuel 18 gauge 1/4-inch narrow crown stapler. Bit of a mouthful. This is another tool that's been asked of us quite a bit. And part of the reason for that is there's a number of different applications that these staplers are used for. So whether you're looking at applications like aluminum soffit and fascia, whether you're talking about installing metal corner bead, or you're looking at some of your more traditional finish applications like underlayment, cabinet backing, whatnot, there's a lot of different applications for these tools. Because of that, one of our biggest focuses was making sure that you had all that high-end power for your harder materials like hardwoods, but very consistent staple driving depth, as well as a lot of adjustment for your different range of staples and the hardness of your materials you're stapling into. That's one of the first things you'll notice with this tool is it's very, very consistent. Secondly, it's got no ramp up time. We covered this before, but you're going to really see once I fire this that there's no trade-off when you put down your hose tool and you pick up the cordless tool in terms of how fast you can work. And last but not least, runtime is very important. We know that you don't use this tool every day, but when you do, it's oftentimes a really high volume of staples. So runtime's a key focus for this one. You're gonna get 1,200 staples per charge on a CP20 battery, which is a ton of work on 1 battery charge. I'll fire a couple of staples for you. You'll see that I can pretty much fire as fast as I can move. What do you think?
Awesome.
Pretty impressive. All right, so this one's a little bit farther out. This is a February launch. It'll be a bare tool and a kit as well. It'll be $279 for the bare tool and $399 for the one battery kitted version. Any questions on the narrow crown? All right. Oh, you have one?
I don't know, so what's the maximum and minimum?
The staple lengths?
Yeah.
So it'll go down to 3/8 and all the way up to 1.5 inches. So it's pretty much your full range of narrow crown staplers that are available. All right, we'll hang out in this section. We'll have plenty of time to answer questions, get hands on. At this point, I'm going to send you over to AJ, and he's going to talk you through another new product over here.
Watch this. Look at this.
All right. Is the microphone working? Excellent. Everybody can hear?
I'm sorry.
No worry.
Oops, go ahead.
All right. How's it going, guys?
Great.
Very good. So that's a tough act to follow, but I'm going to try to do my best. I am AJ Johnson, and I work on our concrete power tools here at Milwaukee. And today I'm super excited to talk to you about our brand new M18 Fuel 9-inch cutoff saw with one key. Now, Milwaukee strives to be that cordless, innovative solutions provider from the time your readers and viewers wake up in the morning to the time they go to bed at night. And this could be another fantastic solution in that day. Now, this is going to also prove that Milwaukee is the world leader in cordless technology, and we continue to change the game, all while staying true to those M18 users, not leaving anyone behind. Now, this tool is going to be able to have the power to cut reinforced concrete, as well as a huge host of other materials found on the job. It's going to be able to do this while being up to 50% lighter than the gas saws common on the marketplace today. And it's going to have none of those gas headaches that everyone hates. So no mixing gas and oil, no engine maintenance. We can do demos like this inside because there's no gas engine fumes. And even in our lovely Wisconsin winters, you can start this tool up instantly. Whereas with gas engines, I'm sure we've all known, they're hard to start up sometimes, especially when it's cold out. Now I've got a couple of demos here to show the different applications where this tool might be ideal, and then we hopefully will have some brave volunteers to come up and try it themselves. All right, so if everybody wouldn't mind putting on their eye and ear protection, this can get a bit loud. Everybody got it on, if they want it? All right. So, another super common application we see on site is cutting into rebar. Now, this tool's going to be able to do about 70 cuts in 5/8 inch rebar. Can you cut one from this side? Sure. Thank you.
Sorry.
What do we think? Not bad?
Awesome.
That's awesome. That's awesome. All right, I do have a few features I want to point out here, and then hopefully we can get somebody to come up and try it. Now, this does have your onboard water delivery system here with a common hose quick connect. And if you pair it with our M18 switch tank system, you actually can get a full cordless concrete cutting solution. The only one on the market. Because the M18 battery that runs this tool can also run that one. Can you pop that open? Sure. Yes. So you do have our M18 battery is in our sealed battery compartment here to protect it from water and slurry and stuff like that. So you know that your battery is being protected. We also do have a rapid stop blade brake on here, shutting that blade down about 3 seconds or less after you release the trigger.
Cost.
Show it. Sure. So it's also going to have one key integrated, as you can see here. It's just going to be that tool tracking and management, but it does make it part of the industry's largest tool tracking network. Now it's going to be $599 bare tool and about $899 for a kit with two 12 amp hour batteries in it. Two, that's right. And we're looking to ship in about October.
Cool.
Now, who wants to give it a shot? All right. Which one do you want? Oh, both? Okay, yeah. So we got earmuffs here if you'd like. And then otherwise you just turn the knob here. For
Yeah, I'm sorry.
That's that good torque. Alright, I'm going to do something you shouldn't do with a concrete saw. I'm going to force it, right? They're all going to torque out.
So yeah, I would not recommend you do that. We actually do have a light on this tool here. That's what we call our overload indicator light. If you are pushing a bit too hard on the saw, this will light up, kind of telling you to pull it back a bit, as it definitely did there. But it can make the cut. You just will get obviously less runtime and on your battery, and it might stall out. Now this is going to be kitted with our M18 high output 12 amp hour batteries, but it'll work on, of course, any M18 battery that exists in the marketplace today. And of course, the battery that operates this tool operates over 200 plus other tools on the M18 system. Any questions? Cool. Well, if you want to come see me, we have plenty of hands-on time later. I can answer any questions. You can all get your hands on these. Otherwise, please head over to Kelly's section. Thank you.
You don't even look sorry over there. It is hooked up to a switch tank. That is correct. And it is outfitted to accept water.
My name is Kelly. I'm a product manager in Carpentry and Remodeling. Everyone is amazing. I'm extremely excited this year to announce the new circular saw that is joining the M18 family. In 2013, you saw Milwaukee deliver the first 18-volt cordless 7¼ circular saw. Last year at MPS, you saw us deliver the first M18 fuel 7¼ circular saw, which took power and performance to a level end users had not seen before. This year, I'm extremely excited to announce we are launching the M18 fuel 7¼ rear handle circular saw. If you guys read as many comments as I do, which I'm sure you read several, this is one of the most demanded tools out there, probably right behind the curtain. This tool is the perfect cordless solution for current corded worm drive users who are concerned not only of power, capacity, but also ergonomics. When we went out into the field, we consistently heard from end users that if it did not provide corded power on the job site, it did not have a place there. With our Power State brushless motor, our brand new electronics package customized to this tool, as well as the high output 12 amp hour battery, we have achieved 15 amp corded power on a single 18 volt tool. Second, not only does it have to get through the most difficult of applications, it needs to do so quickly. At 5,800 RPMs, we are faster than all corded units in the field and have consistently received feedback from end users that this is the fastest, smoothest tool that they've gotten their hands on yet. Finally, we know when end users cut the cord and move from corded to cordless, their number one concern is runtime. On a 12 amp hour battery, we have achieved 570 cuts in the 2x4s, which is more than enough to get their typical day. Like AJ said, it is optimized for the high output 12 amp hour battery, but you are more than welcome to throw any M18 pack you own today into this tool and you will get runtime that you've never seen before. I'm now going to do a demo into LPL beam, and I'm going to call up some people as well in a little bit to do it as well. Get some hands-on with this tool. You'll get to see that performance and power that we have. Isn't it great, everyone?
Yep.
So it's got the corded power, cordless platform, unlike any of our cordless competitors. We've got a left-mounted blade on this. This is optimal for end users because they'll get line of sight. An LED light. Your corded units do not have this today. We're able to light up the work or job site. Backside, we've got a rafter hook, hang on common job site materials such as LVL or 2x4. And then finally, we've got an electronic brake that will stop within moments of you letting go of that trigger. This is a huge safety win compared to those corded units that are out in the field today. And then the last thing to touch on is this is maintenance free. No oil needed on those gears. This is a big win. This knows that your tool will survive on and off the job site for several years to come. Any questions?
Should the brake?
Pretty fast, right? This is also going to launch in July of this year, so very, very quickly. It's going to be 269 beer tools, 449 with a 12 amp hour battery. Who wants to get up here and try?
Can Stanley try it out, please?
You want to try it?
No, Stanley. Oh, he's gone.
It's not?
Where's him? Come on, man. Come on. I need that shot. I need that shot.
Safety glasses?
You, I need that shot. Come on.
Your turn, Mark.
What's the weight on this?
So it's 13.4 with a 12 amp hour battery. And you're welcome also later on to jump in and do some gravity cuts as well.
Down in front.
Caught on a million cameras.
Yep.
You push it. I'm
Dave, how much do you pay him anyway?
not enough.
I was gonna say too much.
Hold that.
Set up so it doesn't get all the way through.
Yep.
Not a 53.
Yep, not at 53. Got 1 and 7/8 is the capacity.
Oh, 45.
Yeah.
2.5.
45.
2.5.
Yep, at 45.
Nick.
Sorry, that's not cool. And you're from the very cool gang.
No.
Yep. All right. Well, there's no more questions. I'll send you off down to Tyson, but again, I'll be here later
No,
on.
it's Martine.
Several rounds of hands-on.
Chavez.
I was pushing really hard.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Good. Okay. So if you've been to NPS over the last few years, you've seen us introduce a bunch of cordless benchtop into the marketplace, from the 10-inch miter saw to the 7 1/4 to the table saw we introduced last year. This year we were really excited to introduce kind
Yes,
of
Justin
what's seen as
Myers.
the crown jewel of the benchtop space, and that's the dual bevel sliding 12-inch miter saw. Clearly,
12-inch.
it's on the M18 system, and this thing really, really packs a punch. When we went out, we continue to talk to people about what they're looking for out of their 12-inch power. It's clearly one of the first things they talk about. Big 15-amp corded motors used to cut big stock like pressure-treated 4x6 or even solid hardwood for more finished application. We wanted to make sure we could deliver on that performance, and we feel like we have utilizing the fuel technology that we've got in this saw. But beyond performance, we wanted to look a little bit deeper into what people saw as kind of the issues with their current corded saws. And one thing we saw a lot of is people picking up these 60 to 70 pound tools and having to drag them on and off a job site every single day. Now miter saws clearly aren't being picked up and moved around like you would with a cordless drill or maybe your cordless sawzall, but being cordless inherently means more portable, so we wanted to focus on that. This tool is 15% lighter than the leading corded 12-inch miter saw in the marketplace today and weighs in under 50 pounds. So really, really impressive, looking to make sure we're saving the backs and the muscles of the professional contractors out on the site. Runtime is also a big piece here. When you're asking people to cut the cord, they're always worried about, can I get enough work done on a single charge? With our 12 amp hour battery, we're going to deliver 330 cuts on a 3 1/4 inch baseboard, so plenty to keep a guy busy all day. If you got multiple users working on a saw, it's part of the M18 system, so you can just swap packs and keep on running. You don't have to worry about any downtime. Obviously, accuracy is really important with miter saws. We paid a ton of attention to it, so from machined bases, tables, and fences to stainless steel adjustable miter detent plates, this thing is full of things to make sure it's accurate. You guys come up and make some cuts and see that for yourself. We've also been able to pack a bunch of features into this, like our shadow line LED, to make sure you can see exactly where the tool is going to enter the work material and get a quick, efficient lineup to make your cut. We've also included One Key. So One Key is obviously our digital tracking and asset management software. Very much like the table saw, this is going to allow you to connect to your tool. You can lock it out if you have to leave the job site. You're going to be able to add it to your inventory, track your receipts when you purchase products, as well as make sure that if it walks off the job site or ever gets lost, you can use the tracking function to try to find it. So we're very, very excited about this. Like I said, this has been a long time coming and one of those products a lot of people have asked for. So I'm going to make a cut here in this piece of 4x6 so you guys can kind of see just how much performance we've been able to pack into this thing on a single M18 pack. Everybody ready? Everybody close
Ready.
enough? Okay. Smooth. Like I said, tons of power out of a single M18 pack and plenty of runtime to keep everybody productive on the site. So anybody want to give this thing a shot? Come on in, first hand that's on.
What about
Oh,
those
sorry.
instructions when you connect to a...
Yep. Give me one second. Once he's done, I like that. Sweet, he said. So there's a question about dust extraction. So on the back of this tool, obviously we have your dust bag. This one's pretty full. We're creating a lot of dust here, so this is plump full. Just show you guys how much dust we really can collect. But we have a multi-sized dust port here as well. So this is going to fit all your common vac sizes. So 1 1/8, 1 1/4, 1 1/2, 1 7/8. So regardless of what you've got for hose size, you should be good to go to plug it into this if you want to have above average dust collection with a vacuum.
Cool. Awesome.
Any other questions?
Release date?
What was that?
Release date?
It's going to be November this year, November. So we still got a little bit. If you guys want, like everybody said, we're going to have hands-on time, so please come back around. We'll walk through anything you want.
Yeah.
$6.99 bare, $8.49 kit with a 12-up.
We know what everybody wants for Christmas this year.
Everybody wants this for Christmas this year.
60 degrees to both sides?
50 and 60. 50 left, 60 right.
Okay.
What up, Brady Larson?
I'm going to hand you guys off to Steven. He's going to walk you through the brand new router.
It has the light, the shadow positioning system. Now we're on to the router.
All right, is anybody here ready for Milwaukee to release a compact router?
Yes.
Yeah! I know your readers are. I've seen comment after comment after comment.
I hear you, Dan the
Couple of you
man.
threatened to fight me if I didn't present this year, and I am happy to say that the M18 Fuel Compact Router is here. Now with this tool, we had an awesome opportunity to develop it from the ground up. We weren't beholden to any old AC model. We didn't have to carry over features. We got to go out into the field, work with carpenters, and figure out really what is the heart of these applications. How are people doing them today, and what does it mean to be best in class in this space? And I believe we absolutely deliver. This tool is going to deliver corded performance, fast, accurate adjustments, and plenty of runtime with 250 feet of cutting on a single battery. Now with all the different bits, hardnesses of materials, applications that
He's a
people use
beast.
these for every single day, this tool really demands performance. We packed in a power state brushless motor that generates 1 1/4 horsepower, which is exactly what your corded tools are doing today. Not only that, we pair it with 31,000 RPM, and that power and that speed can combine to give you really smooth, clean cuts with limited burning, limited chipping. And we heard a lot of times about people's current solutions having unreliable depth adjustments. They encounter too much slop. it would move, the bit depth would move when they didn't want it to. We packed 3 features into this tool that will prevent that. First thing you're gonna notice is when I undo the quick lock lever, the bit's not going anywhere. It's only when I engage the macro adjust button that you're gonna get smooth, easy adjustments up and down the tool. That's gonna get you in the ballpark. Then you use the micro adjust dial to really get it set where you want. That perfect depth for your edge profile, that perfect depth for something like a hinge mortise. I'm gonna clasp it. I don't have to guess where that bit depth is gonna end up because it's exactly where I wanted it. At runtime, we're going from AC to DC, right? And this is we're totally gonna have your backs with this tool. 250 feet of 3/8 inch roundover in red oak. For somebody doing a deck, that might be doing handrail roundovers on 1,000 square foot deck. So, we packed in all the different details with this tool, including spindle lock button for fast bit adjustments. We're including a specific template optimized sub-base plate. We've got a dust shroud for dust extraction and the straight edge guide. I'm excited for you guys to get up here, put it through its paces, and right now I'm going to show you a demo. Anyone familiar with a 1/2 inch rabbeting bit?
Yep.
It's kind of gnarly, right? This is red oak. Let's see how it does. You also notice that that bit stops pretty quickly. It's got an active brake on it. What do you guys think? Who wants to get their hands on this thing? Come on up, Nate. Make a cut.
Yes, sir. Same thing?
Sure. We got that. We got the roundover. You can do a sheathing cutout.
That's pretty clean.
What bit you got on there?
1/2 inch.
That's gonna be a 1/2 inch rabbit bit.
Oh,
Right?
It's a white side.
oh, it's just the,
There we go.
okay. I couldn't push it any faster than that. It's still clean.
So 0 compromises in this thing. Yeah. Hey, we're gonna check you at the door, all right? This will be launching in October as a bare tool only. And as you see over here, we are going to have
Plunge
2
base.
accessory bases, a plunge base
And
and an
offset.
offset base that'll be launching in January 2020. Any questions? $179 when it comes out. Bare tool only. No kit option available.
What's the weight of it?
With bare tool, it's like just under 3.
Say that again on the pricing.
$179. Bare tool only.
What will the bases sell for? Do you have a price?
Those will each be $99.
It'll come with like a edge guide.
Edge guide, template optimized base, dust, and yeah, I think that's it.
Do
So
you have a plunge base option?
plunge is coming in January.
On
Yep.
the sign right there.
Yep. So, all right. Really excited for you guys to get your hands on this and hands on. For now, I'm going to toss you over to Jeff Mormon.
Thank you, Armando Blanco.
We're going to be working this whole entire wall here. All right, everybody hear me? All right, cool, everybody. So like Steven said, my name is Jeff Mormon. I'm a product manager on our drilling and driving team. Right now, you guys are seeing a whole bunch of different great opportunities to sell some new tools in our frame to finish section of both carpentry and our remodeling. And hey, I might be a little bit biased, but I think a great place to end this is to talk about different drilling and driving solutions within this carpentry and remodeling space. I've got two different things I'm going to walk you through today, both on our M12 fuel subcompact platform, that are going to put innovation and more efficiency into our users' hands day in and day out. I think I'm really excited to kind of show you what's going on here. One of them is leveraging a technology we brought out to the market back in 2016, and one is a little bit different. Different design from us. I'm really excited to take you through both. But what we're going to start with here is the M12 Surge. Now, before we get into that, one thing I do want to mention is that when we talk frame to finish, we're not just talking about the commercial side or the residential side. We're not just talking wood. We're not just talking metal. We're talking it all. And that's the same story goes, and this is a perfect example of that. So, is anyone here familiar with our M18 Fuel Surge?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, so I got some yeses out there. So we brought our Surge hydraulic drive technology to the masses back in 2016, and right as we launched that thing, we started to get the feedback from you guys and a lot of other great people online. We started to say, hey, hey, I love how quiet this thing is. I love the smooth, consistent torque. But come on, man, the exact same kind of stuff that we see those benefits on, it'd be perfect on M12. And so we knew we had to do it, right? 2019 is the year that we bring it out to the market. So for those of you that might not be as familiar with our Surge technology, what we started with here, a standard impact mechanism, it's classic hammer and anvil design. It's going to get the job done. It's nice metal on metal, but really what that gets you is two things. One, some peaks and valleys in torque within your driving application, and then the second is it's pretty loud, right? It's a loud application when you're driving those deck screws or what have you. So, when we went back to the drawing board, 18-volt Surge.
Sorry.
What we had here was a pulsing mechanism, so hydraulic fluid that was expanding and compressing within this mechanism to create that torque. And what that does is it gives you a nice smooth ride, nice consistent torque when you're driving those fasteners, and it's twice as quiet. And that's extremely beneficial. Matter of fact, when we talk about how quiet it is, OSHA requires hearing protection on the job site with anything above 85 decibels. And all the impacts on the field, you're going to see that consistently over that 85 decibel mark. So when you think about the users that one, love M12, or two, love the Surge, what they're working in consistently cramped spaces, occupied zones where other people are working. Maybe they're working overhead a lot. So it's a perfect opportunity to bring it out to M12. So when we talk about this, if there's one thing I want you guys to really take away from this tool is that we did not compromise one single bit. So when you take a look at it and compare it to our standard 1/4 inch M12 fuel impact, you can see the exact same 5.2 inches in length. It's the exact same weight. We did not compromise on size. When we talk about the power of this tool, this little guy is going to do 450 inch-pounds of torque. For those of you keeping track at home, that's the exact same peak torque of our M18 Fuel Surge. We didn't have to compromise on power.
Wow.
So when you talk about all that can bring to the marketplace, plus the fact that you're going to put it on an M12 platform with this much lightweight and twice as quiet, we think that your viewers are going to really be amped up to see what we can deliver. So let's talk about it a little bit more. I've got a computer over here rigged up to show you how quiet this thing can really get. So, guys, I'm not going to bore you with the overall decibel system, right? But what you need to know is that at every 10 decibels that a tool goes up in noise, it's twice as loud to the human ear.
Okay.
So, we're going to run a competitive subcompact model tool, and then we're going to run the M12 Fuel Surge. So I threw a couple of household items on there for you guys to compare, but what you can see is that's well above that 85 dBA. And if you imagine those compact and cramped spaces, enclosed spaces, think of someone that's doing cabinets and they're sticking their head in the cabinet all day. It's not going to be the right benefit, right? So we'll compare that to the M12 Fuel Surge product. So when you measure these different tools, you can see these things. You can see that you're going to get a lot of benefit in the loudness of this tool. And I'll let you guys try this for yourselves and get this on this platform and see what you can do. But we're not just talking about wood when we're talking M12 Fuel Surge. We're talking metal too. So a lot of the great features and benefits that we see on 18, we had to deliver in 12. So one thing that a lot of our people have come to say and really understand and appreciate is our self-tapping screw mode. So, being able to have a different setting on the back of this tool to set this in and be able to drive these fasteners with ease. Smooth, consistent torque, and you're not spitting fasteners all over the ground. You're going to save time, you're going to save money, going to be more efficient each and every day. So we talked about these tools. There's going to be one more thing about this as I kind of meander my way over to this side. So like I said, having that much lower consistent noise level is extremely beneficial when you talk about someone working in a cabinet. Now you guys tell me, I'll let you all kind of get in here and drive a couple of these nice cabinet screws. Would you really want to use that louder tool when you're sticking your head in a cabinet all day?
No.
I'm not a betting guy, but hey, I'm going to say I don't think so. So, with all that put together, you know, we're extremely excited. That is going to launch in the August timeframe. Kit $199, bare tool $149, and be out for a lookout on that one soon. So, I'm going to transition over to another great M12 fuel product. So, you know, we hit the field again last year to look for all the different features and benefits and any kind of user frustrations we could find on our drilling and driving system. And we started to kind of come up with a common theme. Because a lot of our different groups were saying, hey, I'm losing time and I'm losing money. And the same issue kept coming up, and that's access. So we knew we needed to design something a lot different than anything we had before on M12 to deliver something with unrivaled access and unrivaled control. And today I'm very excited to launch the M12 Fuel Installation Drill Driver. So guys, before we get into some demos, we need to have a quick conversation about this thing, because when I bring this out into the sales field, or if I bring this out to different customers, they say two things. The first is, what the heck is that? Because it doesn't really look like a traditional drill or impact, right? The second question right after that is, what is an installation drill driver? And so I'm going to talk about a little bit of this, because this thing was designed with a lot of purpose behind it. So the first thing you'll notice is this nice front handle right here. What we really did was we packed the electronics over in this front handle, and it gives it a nice balanced feel. So when you're working laterally like this, or you're working overhead, you've got a lot of great control over this tool. Additionally, it gave us the ability to slim down the profile of the head, and we gave these nice grooves here, similar to like if you think like a screw gun. So these inline grips, so you can get in nice and tight with this tool. So when you're working in those awkward confined spaces, you're doing it with ease. Additionally, on that front handle, we put this nice magnetic bit holder in here. So for the first time, you can hold all the different tip types that you're looking for in a single day to say, hey, I'm not digging through my pockets saying, oh shoot, where's my T25? I got it right on deck and I'm ready to rock, right? So finally, when we talk about this tool, it's extremely light. This is under 2 pounds in weight. So if you imagine having it on your belt all day, you're going to be getting to and from, just like everyone has come to know and love on an M12 fuel system. At the end of the day, it's still M12 fuel. And what that means is our customers have come to appreciate the power behind something like that, so they can know it's a professional grade tool. It's going to get the job done. This is going to deliver up to 300 inch-pounds of torque, so it's going to have that back end. When they're coming up with all these great new solutions a user can use this on, they're going to be very happy with the delivery that we have there. So, we're talking about all of that. Why is it an installation drill driver? So, when we got out into the field, we started hearing a lot of common themes from our users. You know, I'll take you to the mechanical side. If an HVAC user would say, hey, I've got you know, one team that's doing all the plumbing, and then I got my installation guys. And what they're doing is they're working around spaces that are already existing. They're working around different electronics and wiring. It's cramped and it's awkward, and we need something different. We talked to our service electricians, and those guys were saying, hey, I'm installing fixtures all the time, but I'm worried about damaging surfaces with my spinning chuck. Or I'm side loading a bit, working on those fixtures, and I'm worried about that chamfering and then knocking into something I wasn't supposed to damage. We talk about our carpenters, we talk about our remodelers or our cabinet makers. They say, hey, the first time that I don't have to take a cabinet back to the shop because I can get into the access points that I couldn't before, so I'm not re-drilling new holes, it's going to pay for itself that first darn time. So that's where we came up with this installation drill driver, and what we're going to bring to all the users out there is we're going to ship this with 4 different dedicated heads. So it's going to come with a chuck head, a 1/4-inch hex, an offset adapter, and that right angle attachment. So we're going to put a couple of those to use real quick, and then we'll give you guys time to kind of go crazy on it up here. So I'm going to move back over to my nice vanity I pulled out of my house this morning. So if you imagine, and we'll talk about a cabinet person again, if you're going to be installing these cabinets, the good solution for your customers is going to be, hey, I'm going to bury these fasteners deep away so no one can see them. When they're interacting with this tool, they don't want to be dealing with those fasteners. I'm going to hide them. If you're on the remodeling side too, and you're saying, hey, I need to get this this darn linen closet away from this vanity and move, you're not going to want to do it bit by bit, right? You're going to want to get down there as efficiently and clean as possible. So having something like this nice offset adapter, for the first time, you can get deep into these cabinets, into those awkward different positions, and work on those cabinet screws with ease. And be able to drive those home as well. When you think about not only that side of things, but a service electrician, a service tech that says, hey, maybe I'm working in a hospital and I need to change out some fixtures, but I don't want to be dealing with the hassle of all the different things that are sitting around in this room. Being able to use something like this, and for the first time, being able to go in confidently and say, hey, I'm not going to mar these surfaces when I work on these fasteners, and I don't have to remove anything else in this room. I'm going to limit the amount of mess that I'm creating, and I'm going to be on to the next one faster. So this is a lot of the finish work that this tool can handle on. Let's talk about the remodeling side. Let's talk about a couple different new solutions. So, you know, if you guys are familiar with something like a nice simple can light, you know, our customers might say, hey, you know, I've got an impact, I'm good, right? Well, there's limitations to every tool on the market. So even having something like this, when you need to adjust the inside of this can to get whatever fixture you have in there, that might not be the right solution, right? Well, now for the first time, being able to take that same nice lightweight tool that's on your belt and move in with the right angle attachment, when we get that on the tool, being able to get up into that can for the first time and adjust that can with ease. Like I said at the start, guys, this is still an M12 fuel product. And what that means to us is we're going to have a lot of power. And what I'm telling you guys today is that, hey, leave the whole hog in the truck. Leave the big thing about it is, hey, you know, say you're rewiring something like a kitchen. You say, hey, I got a new appliance, I need to get into the wall, I need to get some Romex through a hole there, need a nice 7/8 hole. Hey, being able to do something as simple as pairing your right angle and your drill attachment. And for the first time, you're going to have something on this nice M12 system that's going to run that 7/8 hole, and you can do something as demanding as, hey, let's run it through a stud right here. Like I said, hey, leave that whole hog in the truck for that one hole. You know, less big hole in your drywall, less cleanup after, you're on to the next job, more time, more money. So, at the end of the day, we've got two great new products on M12 Fuel. Like I said, this one's going to be shipping in August, the M12 Fuel Surge. Nice. This will be right after there in September with the M12 Fuel Installation Drill Driver. We'll talk retails real quick. $229 on the kit. That's the kit and all the heads, 220 batteries. All those, because we're going to ship the barrel, all the heads as well, $179. So, two great new innovative solutions on M12 Fuel. What questions do you guys have for me?
Is there a torque loss through the adapters?
You have any questions, guys? Ask them now.
So it's a minimal torque loss. I mean, if you're going to go through the two of these, but still enough power, as you see, to power something as big as a 7/8 speed auger running through. So you'll be able to get the job done.
Are we going to see like a small back out system?
I think it's a good idea.
That'd be a good idea.
I have to look into that. I like it. A pack out system with these, or pairing this with pack out. I like what you guys think.
That 7/8 hole, how many can this drill on a 2 amp hour battery?
So on a 2, we're consistently seeing over 50 holes.
50 holes. Thank you.
All right, guys. So I'm going to be right here. You guys can get hands on all these products, as well as everything else here. So feel free to ask as many questions. This is your entire playground.
Quick Hex truck is here.
Crazy.
Your Cotton Top?
Yeah.
So some of the viewers, some of the viewers were saying, "That's Cotton Top. I know that guy."
That's right, man.
It's nice to meet you, Pence.
Yeah. I've seen you on YouTube before, man. I was going to try to get up with you there.
I appreciate it. Listen, let's get together a little bit later on.
We will.
We'll just get an Instagram pic.
We sure will.
So they're like, "Oh, it's that Cotton Top. I think it's him. He's here."
Yeah, that's right, man.
Appreciate it.
Oh, yeah, dude.
So we got 179 bare tool.
Yep.
Okay, when we say bare tool, it's kit form, and then batteries, kit form is 229. Does that make any sense? I don't think it does. So, without batteries, bare tool, this
179.
it will be 179.
But it comes with all
the heads,
yeah,
right?
Except without the battery charge.
With the batteries, it's 229. I think it's a value. Let's.
That's still a deal for what you can do with that right there.
I agree with you.
Right angle in a tight spot. Also, just running regular bits like on an engine or an ATV or a lawnmower, any anything like that.
I
Hard
agree.
to reach spots. Get down in there.
It's pretty funny. So the viewers were asking, why do you think they came up with this design? I think there's a need for it.
Yes, it is.
They're answering a need from their users.
What they're doing, they're filling in voids and gaps right now, and doing it very well. Is what they're doing.
I agree.
mean, knocking it out of the park.
I think they're doing an awesome job. I didn't expect anything. I didn't expect to see this at all.
That's pretty cool. Very cool.
When will it? I don't know. I appreciate it. I'll see you soon.
Oh yeah.
Thank you, buddy.
Yeah.
So, is there? Klein Guy John, what's up? So, I could get any answers that you like. I could demo anything that you like. What do you want to see? Is there anything that you'd like to see? I can go into it for you. I will let you know that over by the. Would have been great. Go back to the router. I can go back to the router, DJ Ruthless. They're running the routers right now. Is this a different demo?
When's it available?
Available October 2019. Price will be $179.
Jim Arnold, I'll get you that answer.
Bare tool only.
The battery?
No kit on this one.
Kit on it? You almost got your pictures there for a second. A little kick out. Good reflexes. Did you say?
Will the socket trucks be coming to the installation driver? I do not know that. I want to come over their video in here. Just show you the difference.
If I just take it off the charger and put it on another way,
That's all I have to say on that.
So here is the difference between Gen 2 impact driver, the sound, okay? So we have Gen 2 impact driver. It's set on, it's set on. We're gonna set it on its highest speed, number 3, okay? This is the sound it will make. Okay, you heard that. Let's drive the new M12 fuel surge impact driver. The difference is amazing. The mechanics tools, this is Carpentry, so we possibly are going to see some mechanics tools in a little bit. We're going to be over at the, it's the trucking part of the show where they do heavy trucking and such. But hey Vince, are you able to go to the M12 Surge? Thank you. I just went to the Surge. But let's go over to the nailers. You could see them, especially the framing nailer. The big question was, were there rapid amount of nails, a large amount of nails rapidly going to be able to fire from the framing nailer? And you'll see that they can.
Where are you located?
I guess we can't, but our friend Brian's here is demoing.
Alright, so I'll put it on fire.
What are you saying? Vean el tamaño de esto. Estamos hablando que son aproximadamente 3 pulgadas.
Let me bother you for a minute. I'm sorry. The price of the framing nailers. What are the price of the framing nailers again, please? Do you remember?
I'll have to get that for you.
That's fine. No problem. I understand. Thank you. Sean, what were the price on the framing nailers again, please?
$349 for the bare tool, $449 for the kit with a 150 battery.
Okay, and then the The Brad nailers?
The Brad is $279 bare tool, $399 kit with 120 battery. Same on the narrow crown.
And the narrow crown is the same. Thank you, I appreciate it.
No problem.
We got Nick's gonna run the concrete saw, I think. Yo, it's crazy the sound that nail gun makes. Whoa, got some smoke over here. Is there anything else that you'd like to see, everybody? It'll fall over if you go too much on both sides. Here we go. Nick's always trying to make some kind of mayhem happen. That's a nice picture. You got it, Dan Dombrowski. I gotta tell you, my highlight for the day has definitely been the worm drive circ saw. Worm drive circ saw has definitely been my two favorites of the day. I like the new Brad nailer, and I like the idea of the framing nailer as well. I like the nailers. All right. The 12-inch miter saws. I got to tell you, if there was ever a tool that I really want to test, everybody knows I'm very funny and very particular about my miter saws. So when it comes to a tool that I'd like to test, and it does look as though it has some nice features built into it. It's just that I've seen the demonstrations, but I want to see this in action. I want to see this tool in action. What's up, String Bean? But this is going to be one that I'm going to have to test extensively before I can give you my seal of approval on it, because when it comes to the miter saws, especially 12-inch, I'm very critical. Yo, Vince, for the router, does it only come in half or a quarter as well? I'm sure it has a...
I've got the Milwaukee kit. Get the bearing on. Yeah, you got plenty of room for that.
Steve, collet sizes that ship with the tool?
1/4. Quarter inch.
Just quarter inch.
Just a quarter inch.
I'm just cleaning up a little bit. You guys want some video here? Dan, you want this for your website? Here, Wood Magazine.
And what was the cost on the router again? They're asking. Cost on the router again, please?
$179.
$179, and it will ship bare tool.
Bare tool only. There will be no kit option.
There will be no kit option, but there will be accessory bases available.
Yep.
Okay.
Those will be a little bit after it.
Okay.
But you'll be able to order them with the router. You'll just get the router.
Gotcha. Thank you.
And the other thing is, the switch is right there. Just hold it. It's right. At least if you got a big enough. Loving it?
Yeah.
They're loving it. Carpentry was, I figured would be the big hit.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
How does the worm drive compare to the DeWalt cordless worm drive? Martin, I'll tell you this much, it's definitely lighter, but I haven't used either side by side, so I can't tell you definitively. Let me ask you a question. Can you hold this for a minute?
Yeah, go for it.
There we are. We appreciate the $2 holla. Pack out kit option needed on that palm router with bases. So Brian, they have the ability to do a customizable pack out. You're able to customize a pack out with a foam insert, but eventually, if there's enough call for router kit in a pack out, it will come. Now, when it comes to the installation drill driver, I think that makes 100% ton of sense, because you need to keep those heads organized, and I think that would be better done in a compact pack-out box as compared to a bag. Let's go. Oh, too late. I was going to use a saw. I'm more concerned when it comes to cutting lumber. I'm more concerned with, instead of large pressure treated. Jair, go check. You gotta go check this guy out right here. Yes, go.
It's like Inception.
You gotta go check him out.
Inside.
So, instead of me being concerned with large members and lumber like this pressure treated, I'm more concerned with how it performs through trim molding and such. So it can cut the large lumber. It's just that. Thank you. How will it do through molding? I didn't realize I didn't see the molding stock here. But I'd like to demo that out. Yeah. Eggs with a $1 holla. Yes, you can see a list of everything made public, okay, so far on our landing page over for the Very Cool Gang at Ohio Power Tool. Is that crazy? As they're adding those items to the list for pre-order, they're also adding them to our page. Here. Joe Billups.
Rock, will you cut some of that?
What's up, JM?
Armando is.
Get a little bit of warmth there. Way to do it.
I gotta tell you, nice clean cuts on this. I feel like the blade speed is good, consistent. We see no blade chatter. We're all ready. Our profile's exposed. We're ready to coat this molding. Pretty cool.
I saw dust in the video. They said it's grainy in that back corner. You guys, is it getting any better? Can't see. It must be buffering.
You have more B-roll to grab, Nick?
Yeah, you want to go show them the nailers or the worm drive?
Do they want to sit?
What's up, Aaron Banks?
What up, AA Ron?
Yo, let's check out the worm drive. Can you see it? Is it any better over here?
It's all better. It's all better out in there.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's okay.
It is,
I'll ask. I'm gonna ask if he has crowns, if it comes with crown stops.
I'll ask, but
Okay.
no, I feel no significant stalling at all. Now, I did take it easy through the material. That's powerful. That's powerful. I'm gonna tell you right now. I feel like whatever problem they had with the 10-inch and the stalling in the blade as you went through the cut, I'm telling you,
More power?
they've definitely resolved a lot of that issue. They've definitely resolved a lot of that issue.
Thanks for the Goes Dark Magic. We're gonna ask to see if it has crown stops.
This one.
Does it have crown stops?
Does it ship with crown stops?
It does not. So
Is there?
there are crown stops. So the handles, these two holes are actually for the crown stops. They slide right in that trap right there. Yep.
There you go.
I don't personally like them, but they do. So.
They do.
We need the crown stops. Worm drive.
I will say this. I felt competitor obviously, and this competitor does feel lighter. Now, this is an amazing statistic for this saw. This saw actually weighs less, even with its 12 amp hour battery in place. This weighs less than one of my favorite saws on the planet. This skill saw Runtime. Okay, so even with this battery, this large battery, this weighs less. Crazy. Hold on.
I got Martine here.
Go. You ready?
You want me to sit on it?
Nah, it's fine.
Let's go see the nailers.
Where's that?
Nailers. I want to see nailers.
They get horrible reception back there.
Yeah, it's probably better over here.
So probably something you couldn't see from the earlier demonstration when they were doing the demonstration was these are all different species or types of wood. So you have MDF, you have pine, poplar, soft maple, red oak, and hard maple. Okay, I think a big problem, and especially for me as a carpenter, I've never had a secure feeling in battery-operated nailers because especially with hardwoods and pre-finished hardwoods, cabinetry-grade hardwoods, you don't want to have a nail that you need to go behind and set. Okay, with a traditional nail set. Finished nails, finished nails for a nail gun are not like old school finish nails where they're easily skinned. I mean, you can do it, but you could skin them over and cause a blemish. It's not good. So I've always wanted the security that a pneumatic gives me. I like it better, but you'll see. No problem at all. Look. Okay, so MDF, pine, and poplar all set. Okay, perfect, beautifully. We'll go into soft maple. Now this is the, all right, let's go into red and then hard maple. Okay? No problem with any of them. Now, you might see, like, you know, this nail needs to be set. I don't, from what I'm seeing, this isn't necessary, and here it needs to be set, right? But a lot of guys are coming up here and they're not holding they're not pressing the nail gun. They're all like shooting hex, you know what I mean? They're rapidly firing nails. They're not setting the nail gun. You can see, rapid succession. Look, I'll do them right here, okay? Now, I'm gonna hold the back because as you're
It's gonna move.
it will move. So you'll get one that will be not set all the way. So, but I'm gonna hold the trigger down and we'll do 3 or 4 in a row, okay? And keep an eye open, keep your eyes peeled, okay? All set perfectly. Every
Shot through the
single
last one. You can see it.
all set perfectly. Okay, we'll go in the red nose. All set perfectly. Let's go in the soft maple. Perfectly. Let's do a very popular test. Let's shoot these brad nails into poplar. And then pine. And then MDF. Nice. Beautiful. So, a lot of confidence. A lot of confidence in this brad nailer. A lot of confidence.
That's with a 2.0 battery?
This is with a 2 amp hour battery. Yes, compact. 2 amp.
Gentlemen, how you doing?
We have a crowd.
We have a crowd.
We have
Plenty
a crowd.
plenty of time to spend.
You want to try out that framer?
Just watch them. You can see. Yeah, come right over here.
Again, I just want to see. Yeah, I just want to see what happens. How quick that thing takes.
How did you see that? But, okay now, you can get cut off by all means. So you don't need to.
Did you have a misfire? What happened?
Thanks, Dark Magic.
No, I just go by it.
I'm moving.
Come on, next break.
Roll.
So I gotta tell you, out of everything so far that I've seen, I'm the most excited. Why am I the most excited about the carpentry? Because I like doing carpentry work. That's my background. That's what I do. And if you like carpentry and carpentry tools, then smash the like button. You know what to do. Okay? If you're not already, make sure you're getting subscribed and tapping the bell. We gotta go over to the next breakout and see more cool tools. Yo, we'll see you all in a little bit.
Peace out, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.
Stay tuned. You got